What's going on, guys? Today we're answering a big question on many players' minds. Does the Cybershape outperform a traditional table tennis bat, or is it a marketing gimmick?
That's right, we've recently seen a lot of players switch to the Cybershape, most notably, of course, world and Olympic silver medalist Truls Möregårdh.
Now, to do this video, we're going to be using the new STIGA Wavy blades. It's using an ultra fibre on the outer side of the wood. It's going to be very interesting to see how it performs as well.
That's right, now we've got the Wavy blade in the Cybershape and of course the traditional shape. All of the blades have Dragon Power 55 for a fair test. Let's get into it.
Okay, so the main thing you notice when you first look at a Cybershape blade is actually the top half of the bat is wider than a standard table tennis blade. And you can see here, it's sticking out and it's wider.
That's right. Now, STIGA also claimed that by having this different shape, it shifts the sweet spot slightly higher and makes it larger as well. So that's actually shifting the sweet spot into the area at the top here, where ideally you want to be hitting the ball.
Right, let's get to the table. Funny, you see it really on the backhand side, the difference in the shape. In the open play, it's quite hard to notice the difference directly. Like on the backhand side, you can really see the racket difference. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, I've obviously been using the Cybershape for quite a while now. And I think like Dan said, once you're in open play and in the rally, and obviously the bat's moving quite quickly, you don't notice much difference. And probably you're not going to get that much benefit of the Cybershape, but there are certain specific areas where I feel like it really does have benefit. And one being like the short game over the table. Because of the longer surface here, you're able to get in really tight to the ball and get a nice aggressive pushes. You see someone like Truls doing that really, really well.
Oh, Truls trademark!
And the other area where I feel you do notice the Cybershape and gain a lot of benefit from it is on the backhand side, especially with the shape, it's in front of your body on the backhand. So when you're blocking and counter-attacking on the backhand.
Yeah, now when we played against Tom Jarvis, both using this in the Cybershape battle, I actually found a lot of control in the rally when he was attacking me. And you can see some examples where I was actually getting a lot more balls on the table than I usually do when he was attacking me, and I was able to hold it in well.
I'm holding Tom Jarvis on the backhand. What's going on?
I mean, STIGA blades are very controlled anyway and really known for having that really good, solid control. But yeah, with the Cybershape, and Tom, you mentioned it well, you can really see it in front of you and it helps like that direction. You feel like there's a big surface area, which really helps when you're on the defense.
Just what you're doing there made me realize that actually Truls said something when we did a review in the past. He said about the point of the blade, and actually on the Cybershape, and it gives him a reference point of where his bat angle needs to be, maybe on a flick or maybe on a block, and you can actually visually see, okay, that point was down there, up, and it's giving you a reference point to kind of know whether that shot was right or wrong.
Because I felt it in backhand when I started to play that, okay, I could see a little bit more that, okay, this edge was like here, and normally maybe it's here, then I miss.
Interesting.
You know, yeah, so I could see the different angles. I go down, but I still see the racket a little bit, the edges, and when the edge was up here, okay, I missed, but when the edge maybe was a little bit more here, I could play it more on table.
Interesting. I don't think any player in the world could work out by doing two backhands, two forehands, does the Cybershape give you more control or not? It's just too difficult to know, and that's me being completely honest. You know, you're hitting away, you're hitting the middle of the racket when you're doing an exercise. But yeah, it's the other areas of the game where it is noticeable.
It's not going to be, you know, fix your game totally, but it is going to give you the small margins in those specific areas that we mentioned. But general play, as Dan said, it does feel relatively similar to a traditional blade.
What are then so there's some good pros there. Are there any cons that you've found by using it?
For me personally, I love it. I haven't found any cons because I've switched to Cybershape and I can't see myself switching back. But I know other players I've spoke to say that they feel it's a little bit more head heavy than traditional blades, which makes sense because of the added width at the top of the blade. So personally, I've always used a fairly heavy blade and I haven't found that it's particularly head heavy, but I can understand that some players wouldn't like that feeling. So.
It's a super unique shape, and I remember when it first came out, everyone was like, wow, what's going on here?
Okay, so now we're going to do a quick comparison when on the passive game and blocking. So Dan is going to top spin me anywhere and I'm going to block into his middle. So first off, the traditional shape. Okay, now let's try exactly the same. I'm going to use the Cybershape. Nice. Now I definitely do feel like the overall size helps me here. Like just when you're out of position, you feel like you have a little bit more surface, a little bit more area to just catch that ball when you're not quite in the right place. So there we go guys, we've looked at the differences between a traditional and the Cybershape blade.
Okay, let's see what the pros have got to say about the Cybershape.
When I picked it up and just started, like I didn't feel how I need ages to adapt to this. No. But I think the biggest difference I felt is in my backhand. I feel like I've got more space here to trust it and use more this angle to push down. I feel like zero difference to play with it. For some people it looks very weird as well. Yeah. And I support that, of course. But I think it looks really good. Yeah. I also felt one big difference when I started to play with it was that I got even more power with it, like just from the blade I felt. I had, I think, 2 practice before I played my first match with it.
So there wasn't much adjustment time then?
It was zero adjustment time really. I felt that the racket was so good so I wanted to play with it directly.
So great to hear from the pros there and what they think of the Cybershape.
Yeah, that's right. Now we're going to take a look at the brand new STIGA Wavy blades and let you know what they're all about.
It's using an outer ply fibre, which is the Ultra Fibre.
Yeah, different to carbon fibre. We're obviously very used in the table tennis world to it being carbon fibre, but this is actually a new Ultra Fibre. And as Dan said, towards outside of the blade, so still aiming for that high speed.
Okay then guys, so the Wavy blade uses STIGA's new material, the Ultra Fibre, which isn't actually a form of carbon at all. Now this new fibre makes the Wavy blade feel less stiff than traditional blades that do use carbon. Now STIGA say that it's one of the fastest blades ever, and now they weren't lying. This thing feels rapid. It's very responsive, so it definitely isn't for beginners. Now in the general topspin and short game, the ball can fly out easily due to its speed, so you do need to have good feeling to be able to handle it. Now what I will say about the Wavy blade is its finish is extremely high quality. It feels really nice in the hand, and I'd actually say it's STIGA's highest quality blade when it comes to the handle and smooth finish on the wood itself. So there we go guys, hope you enjoyed this video looking at the Wavy blade and of course the difference between the Cybershape and a standard shaped table tennis blade. As always guys, be sure to let us know in the comments below what other videos you'd like to see us do next. Let us know if you do use the Cybershape or the Wavy blade. See you in the comments, thanks for watching. Yeah!